Hey guys, Void of Dust Gaming here, and this is the beginner's guide for Lubu. Someone asked about it, and I'm always willing to contribute something to the community. So today we are going to talk about Lubu, which consists of, we're talking about abilities. We are always talking about the equipment as well as the Arcana. And what we will also do is we are going to talk about the playstyle of Lubu, because that is kind of unique. Like Lubu is special, he's a special character and he excels at the Slayer lane. If the Slayer is there, you can always go with that. As you can see, I have chosen to play Lubu with Execute, and this game is going to be pretty special and pretty cool because I'm going to kill a lot of enemies, so you have a lot of footage in the background. I thought it would be quite nice to have it like that. So I always tend to build not the max item at first, but to start off with a couple of different itemizations. That means I'm starting off with the Heart of Incubus. That's the Mantle of Ra first upgrade, and I'm checking the brushes for Wonder Woman, and I thought that I would face Wonder Woman, and there she is. So let's talk about abilities first, because I think that is the main bread and butter about every single champion. So his passive is called Martial Master, and as you can see with his long spear, he is obviously a Martial Master, and that is Impaled's cooldown is reduced by 1 second whenever Lubu hits a target with an ability or normal attack. Casting an ability also increases Lubu attack speed for 10% for 3 seconds, and that does stack up 5 times. That means Lubu is going to be super fast in the beginning. He's going to have a lot of damage in the first half of the game because he has so much ability power. And look at that nice scene. I was super low and I was able to get Wonder Woman because she felt I would fall off and I would not be able to kill her. And of course I have to go back at this point of the game. Next ability is called Red Stallion. Don't know why the stallion is in there. The red comes from his armor, the crimson armor for sure. And it is a lunge that's pushing him forward, dealing damage to enemies in path. And as soon as he hits someone, he will stop his lunging, and the third hit, and you can see that quite nicely here in this bit of the video, is a knock-up. And that is really nice because the knock-up gives you a lot of crowd control, and as you know, that Arena of Valor lets you hit several enemies at the same time with one auto attack as well as your abilities. That's always something good to kind of get the control of the enemy, to stun, knock up a mage or something like that. I just have the feeling that the animation of that skill seems a little bit weird. Like, I always have the feeling that it's quite lacky, but that should not matter because you can spam it around. I have had the best experience if I do not push the button 3 times. But if I leave a short window between each of those attacks, so I'm going to use my one once, auto attack, use it twice, auto attack, use it for the 3rd time, auto attack again. That's how I use my Lubu, and I have just realized that I make the best result out of that. Second ability is the one that is inflicted or is kind of used by your passive. It's called Impale. And it looks like a little dragon, and what it does, it is slowing an enemy down, dealing damage, and it's reducing the movement speed by 50% for 2 seconds. It's really strong, and you should use it all the time, but as it doesn't deal that much damage, I always use my one. I upgrade my one first. I use the second ability for utility. If I am in a one-on-one, I always try to slow down my enemy at the beginning to keep them on track and to maximize the efforts that I can do with my one. As you can see right now in this part of the video, your one does not cause damage to the tower, so you can't use it on the towers. Some heroes can, Lubu doesn't, and Your ultimate is called Conqueror. Lubu powers up, boosting his attack damage by some thing. As you can see right here, I'm powering up, and you will get resistance as well as lifesteal. And this is what makes you so great in lane, because you can use farming up on enemy heroes as well as minions to kind of get into position again. And unfortunately, I just overexposed myself here in this scene, and it did not really work that well. I got Wonder Woman, but I got killed because I was just overextending pretty much, but I was aware of that fact. So Lubu, from his abilities, is a really strong one-on-one fighter in the solo lane. I don't know if you can compare him to Omen. I'm not really an Omen player, but compared to Arduin, Varus, and all these other guys, he's pretty much straightforward. You've got your abilities. You should always activate your 3 while you are in the fight, because it gives you just the sustain that you need. You can use your 3 also on getting health back on minions and jungle creeps to get back into the game, which just saves you another recall, because the recall will just set you back. Like, this is something that is for sure. You don't want to recall with Lubu, you don't want to recall with any other champion, but Lubu makes it quite easy to not recall, because you will actually be able to heal yourself using minions and stuff like that, which makes him a really great sustain fighter. If you are contributing all your abilities to the tower, Lubu is the one guy to go, because it just makes everything really easy if you manage to heal up afterwards. That is the first part of Lubu. These are his abilities. The second part are equipment as well as Arcana, and with Arcana I go with a pretty standard AD carry Arcana. This is Onslaught, Violate, and Skewer, but I'm going to put everything down in the description, so if you want to check it out afterwards, just check the video and you will have all the Arcana in that video. Look at that. That's going to be, I think, a double kill. There we go. She rolls in the wrong direction, and I'm up her heels. And yeah, this was the part where I thought I have so much health that I can go into the tower range. My team is up for some more fights, and Wonder Woman, she can't really do anything against me. Like, I'm slowing her down, and right now I'm using all of my abilities. Yes, I got killed, but the important thing is that my team gets the kill. But this game was kind of messed up, so don't really pay attention too much on the game. We did a lot of things wrong here. I was playing with a friend of mine, and we were kind of confused how the game went, because our jungler was always lower than me, and that's not something that jungler should usually have. Like, he should go back into jungle right now to get a little more farm, get all these the buffs from the heroes, from the minions, and get stacks on his jungle item. But this is not something of the video. It's just something for junglers in general. Pay attention to that. The build is a mixed build. I would call it a hybrid build. It consists a bit of armor and it consists a bit of damage. And I think that is a really good way to play your Lubu. I think Fafnir's Talon is a staple. I think Lubu makes most use of it as he attacks faster. Attacking faster means more lifesteal, and the combination of attacking fast, doing damage and lifesteal just gives you more sustainability in the lane. And this is something that's really important for Lubu, as with those abilities or those things in mind, you can basically do a lot of devastating stuff. Look at that, like I'm getting health back. I'm going into the Violet. I am killing the Grog here, and now I'm sitting on a really nice, comfortable 6-2. I mean, that one death, that was preventable. I could have not done that, but the attack speed also helps you to get some towers, and this is the most important thing. So the build consists of Rankbreaker. Rankbreaker is a really nice solo item if you want to damage some heroes, because it gives you some armor penetration, which the other items don't. I use Mantle of Ra as well, because that gives you some more armor, which helps you because you're going to do a lot of dueling, like you will be standing and soloing. And this is a really, really, really nice part. Watch this. Zill enters the fray. He doesn't have any health gone by any actions that he has taken. And I was on low health before I entered the fight, and I managed to kill Zill and come back into the game. And that was pretty easy because Lubu is just so strong in the dueling phase. He's going to cause a lot of damage, and you can always use that to your benefit. So this is something that the build also enables. As we have the Crixie, I'm going with the Medallion of Troy because Crixie is someone who dishes out a lot of damage in a really short time. Otherwise, I would take the Gaia Standard. I've taken the popular build, but I'm always adjusting my builds a little bit. So I won't take the Gaia Standard here in this scenario because the guys, I mean, Grug doesn't do that much damage with his magical damage, and Zill doesn't do it either. And you can see how easily I can farm up Zill with not really that much trouble. And that was ace. I'm still sitting on half health, and I killed Zill in an instant of time without being worried about anything else. The rest of the build, as I said, it's a hybrid build, so I'm using some armor items, some health items, as well as the stuff that I do get from the damage. I'm using the Spear of the Longinus as one of my last items, but that was something that I kind of came up with during the game. I would say Fafnir's, Rankbreaker, some boots. I took the Gilded Greaves because it gives me some crowd control reduction, which is always something that you want to have. Could use Sonic boots as well if you have a strong fighter on the lane. But yeah, that's about that. So if you want to check out the build, it's in the description below as well. So just take it, try it. If you like it, use it. If you don't like it, play something else. If you have a better build, just post it in the comments below. So now let's talk about the most important thing, positioning. I'm always a fan of explaining this a little bit longer because the positioning in a fight is like the most crucial thing that you can actually do. If you're positioning bad, the whole game and the whole team will be not benefiting from it. The worst thing that you can achieve here by doing so is if you are a marksman and you're placing badly, like this is going to have the most impact on your team. But if you're a fighter who is tanky as well as bruisey, like I would say Lumber is quite a bruiser. He's got a lot of armor, but then as well, he has a lot of things going on. And look at that. That was a perfect example of how strong Lubu can be. There was an ADC, she can't kill me. There was Violet as well as the jungler, and I was able to make it out alive, which is something that Lubu can achieve quite easily, but you have to use your powers, you have to use your ult to get back into the game. So what I would advise every single beginner in the game, I would not try to overextend. Lubu is a character who can easily kill people in a one-on-one. That's fair, that's easy. That's something that you will learn. Can I take it or can't I take it? And using your one is a great escape mechanism. Like you can easily just jump out after you have just realized that you are already on half health, the enemy is still on 3/4 or something like that. So you can use your one to jump out because as you can see, the cooldown is fairly low. I would always try to get the jungler and the tank, and if the jungler is a tank, into the game at first, and then I would try to be the second wave. I say that a lot of time and it sounds a bit repetitive, but you can do initiating with your one because you've got the knock-up effect that I just explained before. But I would always, like, look at that. I'm hanging a little bit behind Lubu. I'm trying to use my abilities, but if I would go in here, and I know that I said it in the video, when I was playing with my friend, I said, like, I have to wait a little bit before I can go in. And now they started to do damage. So this is the perfect time for me to go in. And I am just clearing everything here really, really easily. And the good thing is my team is able to get the tower. Otherwise, that would not have been possible. But I was waiting for my team to do a little bit more damage, and everyone was on 3/3 or something like that of the total, and this was the game. So you got to be careful. You should not overestimate your powers. You're really powerful. Like Lubu is a really, really strong character, able to dish out a lot of damage in a short amount of time, but you have to be aware of your positioning, and you should always position behind the tank or someone else. Let them initiate, and as soon as they initiate, go in and kill everything which is in there, as you have seen with my triple kill. So guys, this was my Lubu build. I appreciate it quite much if you watch it. 36% of damage and 30% of damage taken overall. That was a really, really nice game. If you want to see more builds like that, just post it in the comments below. If you have a special hero, I can do that as well. And I would love if you hit the subscribe button, which is going to show here on that side, 14-7. That's nothing to be ashamed of. You're going to see the details, but yes, that was a really good round. I'm What If Does Gaming, guys. Thank you for your time, and yeah, have a pretty nice